Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives cables of greetings from Their Excellencies, the Chairman of the State and Shura Councils, on the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha. Hajj pilgrims stand on Mount Arafat as part of the greatest rite of the pilgrimage. And the Ministry of Health announces 9 deaths and 590 new confirmed cases of COVID-19. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq has received a cable of greetings from His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz al-Mandhari, Chairman of the State Council, on the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha. In his cable, the Chairman of the State Council said that he is honored on behalf of himself and the honorable members of the State Council and the employees to forward their sincere, heartfelt greetings to His Majesty the Sultan, appealing to Allah the Almighty to grant His Majesty good health and well-being. He added that the pilgrimage is a great worship and a great faith rite that is full of noble meanings and purposes. He said that this year coincides with the global spread of the COVID-19, due to which the Hajj rituals are performed with limited numbers so as to ensure the safety of the pilgrims as well as to protect them from this pandemic, in addition to take into consideration the Sharia aspects in protecting human lives. He further said that the Sultanate, by the grace of Allah and the wise leadership of His Majesty, was witnessed by the world in terms of its great development approach, as well as the continuous keenness of His Majesty to enhance the Sultanate's relations with other world countries, in addition to its foreign policy, which is based on prevailing regional and international peace, so as to contribute in the stability of the region and the world. He added that on the internal level, the keenness of His Majesty towards the Omani people and the residents of this dear land was great, besides the follow-up of the efforts exerted by the personnel of health, security, military, and civil sectors. At the end of the cable, he requested Allah the Almighty to maintain continuous security, stability, and welfare for the Omani nation and all Arabs and Muslims in this blessed occasion, which embodies the meanings of sacrifice, redemption, and giving for the good of all of mankind. His Majesty the Sultan has received a cable of greetings from His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal bin Nasser al-Mawali, Chairman of the Shura Council, on the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha. In the cable, he said that he was honored on behalf of himself and of Their Excellencies, the members and employees of the Shura Council, to extend sincere greetings, best wishes, and gratitude to His Majesty the Sultan, praying to Almighty to accept the good deeds and prayers of His Majesty, protect him, and bestow upon him good health and long life. He added that these blessed days have great meanings and value for all worshippers of Allah the Almighty and the Islamic nation, as they thank Allah for His blessings. He said that despite the COVID-19 pandemic around the world, the joy of the blessed Eid al-Adha is still in the hearts of the believers and those who seek the mercy of Allah and His rewards. He further said that the Shura Council hails with pride all the efforts exerted by the government in dealing with various issues, especially those related to the economic aspects and the COVID-19 pandemic. He added that the Council will always be keen towards performing its duties in dealing with all the matters regarding the citizens and the country. He also said that the Council values the cooperation of the citizens and the residents of Oman in limiting the social and economic impacts of the pandemic, as well as to adhere to the guidelines of the bodies concerned in terms of ensuring the safety and security of all. He concluded his cable by praying to Almighty Allah to crown His Majesty with success and bestow upon him His blessings and bounties, and to return such blessed occasion on His Majesty, His people, and the Arab and Islamic nations with happiness, stability, and prosperity. Pilgrims gathered at Mount Arafat in a spiritual moment, united in their prayers despite maintaining physical distance from each other due to the strict protocols and procedures this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The holy Mount Arafat welcomed around 10,000 pilgrims in the limit of people allowed to perform Hajj this year. Following the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, pilgrims performed the prayers of Dhuhr and Asr in one go with one adhan and two iqamas in Namira Mosque. Earlier, the pilgrims spent the Tarwiyah day in Mina under strict health guidelines, including performing prayers in small groups while maintaining a safe distance and fixing thermal cameras at doors and sanitizing the areas at a regular basis. The Ministry of Health announced 9 deaths of COVID-19, which brings the total number of COVID-19 fatalities in the Sultanate to 421. The ministry also announced 590 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, which brings the total number registered in the Sultanate to 79,159. The Ministry of Health stresses that the total number of recoveries reached 61,422. The Ministry of Technology and Communications addressed 483,794 cyber attack attempts within the Omani cyberspace and responded to 152,480 website attacks. Here's a report.
In its annual report for the year 2019, the Ministry of Technology and Communications included the major projects and campaigns it achieved within the Digital Oman Strategy and e-Government e-Oman. It addressed around 484 cyber attack attempts and responded to around 152 website attacks. The report indicated that the ministry incubated 76 companies through SAS Entrepreneurship Center since its establishment in 2013, generating 520 job opportunities, in addition to generating 7,320,000 riyals through the signed contracts. The Ministry of Technology and Communications hosted data for 40 government organizations within the National Data Center, aiming toward disaster risk mitigation and achieving business continuity. In the awareness field, the ministry completed 3 campaigns addressing child online protection, cyber blackmailing, financial crimes, dark web, digital certification, e-services, and donation portal. The telecommunications sector in the Sultanate currently has 16 telecom service providers, and the number of telecom towers in 2019 reached 14,000. In addition, the report indicated that the broadband subscriptions witnessed a growth by 53%, and due to the increased e-commerce activities, the postal services indicator witnessed a growth by 121%. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Sohar municipality and other municipalities of the wilayas of North al-Batna Governorate have completed all preparations at the slaughterhouses during the days of Eid al-Adha, taking into account precautionary health measures to limit the spread of the coronavirus. The slaughterhouses started their work through receiving consumers and organizing the delivery of the slaughtered livestock, taking all precautionary health measures. They ensure the safety of the meat after slaughtering and that they are free from any diseases. The slaughterhouses are prepared and equipped with all facilities to ensure the safe disposal of the slaughtering remnants. The trading value at Muscat Securities market during July 2020 exceeded 30.7 million Omani riyals, recording an increase by 10%. More in the following report.
During July trading, the general index of Muscat Securities market closed at 3,568 points, with an increase of 52 points by 1.5% compared to last June. The trading value exceeded 30.7 million Omani riyals, comprising a rise of about 15%, while the market value reached 19.93 billion riyals, comprising a rise of 5% compared to June.
The MSM for this month, it was very positive. The total trading have been increased by almost 15% to 31 million compared to 27 million of last month. This month also the index have been increased by 1.5% compared to last month.
The value of shares bought by non-Omani investors reached 6 million Omani riyals. The value of shares sold by non-Omani investors reached 12 million riyals, while the net non-Omani investment dropped by about 17%.
We believe market is in good condition at this moment, and it's a good valuation where it's add a lot of opportunity to the investor by adding some stock to their portfolios.
It is worth mentioning that during the month of July, more than 191 million securities were traded, of which 27 shares increased and 31 dropped, while the shares of 22 companies remained at the same level. For the Sultanate of Oman television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives cables of greetings from Their Excellencies the Chairman of the State and Shura Councils on the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha. Hajj pilgrims stand on Mount Arafat as part of the greatest rite of the pilgrimage. And the Ministry of Health announces 9 deaths and 590 new confirmed cases of COVID-19. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, we wish you a happy Eid and urge you to stay safe and avoid Eid gatherings. Good night.